Okay, good everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 7 of our MIS class. Before starting today's lecture, uh, as you know, our friends from Group 6 are going to present their case study tonight, and Mr. Wafa is going to be their leader. But first, I am doing a lecture, maybe around 1 hour, and after that, you will be given around 30 minutes to present your case study. Okay, let's start our lectures, which is about e-commerce. You remember last week we talked about e-commerce, different model and strategy of e-commerce, but we were supposed to talk about payment system and security and challenges in e-commerce for this week. So since we have presentation also tonight, maybe I'm just talking about the payment system this week, and the next week we'll continue by e-commerce, security, and the related issues and challenges. So, payment revolution. Today we are in the middle of worldwide payment revolution, with cards and electronic payment taking the place of cash and check. We talked about e-commerce, and we said everything's doing online. We use the e-marketplaces. They have digital goods, and all the process and activity in this area will be performed online. So payment also need to be online in this matter. So we need to use the cards and different electronic payment method. So since the e-commerce is dramatically growing, and also their payments and related issue is very fast growing, that's it seems to be like a revolution in this area. A number of factors come into play in determining whether a particular method of e-payment achieves critical mass. So there is some factors, some expression or some definition that you need to know in this area, in the payment systems. For example, security, how easy is using these methods, transaction fees, international support, rules and regulation, interoperability, portability, all the different items involved in this method of payment, which is mostly by using the credit card or some electronic methods. So I talk about the credit card or payment card. Electronic card that contain information that can be used for payment processes. Three forms of payment cards: credit cards, charge cards, and debit cards. They have three types of credit card that you may already familiar with or get used them. Debit card, when we use the debit card, we need to have the balance, and we need to have the money in our account to be able to buy and purchase something online. But by using of credit card or maybe charge card. Uh, you will be given some credit. By that credit, you can purchase the goods or services online, and after that, you need to uh, pay it back or balance the payment. But there is some, you know, uh, differences between credit cards and charge cards. For example, uh, charge card does not have a payment limitation, purchasing limitation, or but instead in charge cards you cannot, by the end of, for example, let's say in by using of credit card or charge card, after 1 month you need to balance everything and pay your debt. Mm, but if you use charge card after 1 month, you need to uh, paying all the debts. But credit card, you can extend it to the uh, coming months, but you need it's become like a loan, or that you have to pay the interest. But charge card, no, you have to uh, balance, and you have to pay all the money you spend to the bank or to the card issuer. This is the difference between charge card and credit card. Charge card is okay. So charge card and credit card are almost similar, but there is some differences. Which uh, the most important one is that in charge cards, after 1 month, you need to balance everything, unless you will be pen, penalty. You have to pay penalty, or you may uh, your card is deactive or blocked. But by credit card, no, you can pay. For example, you can balance a portion of amount that you spend, and the remaining one will go into the coming ones, but you need to pay the interest. No, charge card is like credit cards. The card issuer, the bank, and the financial institute give you the credit. You can buy, you can purchase everything online, or like the credit cards. But the difference is, at the end of the month, you need to balance everything, unless your card will be blocked, or you may have to pay penalty. But for credit card, no, you can spend. But for credit card, we have a limitation. um, you can spend, for example, let's say you have $500 you can spend during a month. It's a limitation for you to use. But for example, in most of charge card, there is no limitation. You can spend as much as you want, but by the end of month, you have to balance everything. And instead, in credit card, you can, for example, let's say you can balance 20%, and the 80% going to the next month, but you have to pay the interest for that 80%. It's become like a loan or something. But no, debit card is different. Debit cards, you can spend as much as money you have, not more than that. But in credit card, the bank or the credit card issuer give you some credit. For example, you may not have sufficient and enough money in your account for purchase something, but the issuer will give you the credit to spend, and after 1 month you need to balance it. But in debit card, no. If you have money in your card, you can spend. Yeah, charge card, it's almost same as the credit card. If you like to know more details about differences between credit cards and charge cards, easily you can just go to Google and search for charge cards versus credit cards. You can get some more information, advantages and disadvantages, and there is lots of web page that compare this kind of cards that you're using for payment online. Okay, so we have credit cards, charge cards, and debit cards. So, but in processing our cards online, first of all, our cards should be active and should be authorized. As you can see here, determines whether a buyer's card is active and whether the customer has sufficient funds. So, first of all, our card should be active and should have funds on our card. Next process is settlement. Settlement means transferring money from, for example, our account to the merchant's account. We go online, buy something, purchase something, some goods or services. Settlements meaning that we use our card, for example, let's say our credit card, to transfer the money from our account to the merchant account. And there are three basic configurations for processing online payments used by merchants. On the payment software, some of the merchants have their own software or application. You may use their website, or they may have, for example, an application that you install on your cell phone and pay the amount directly through their software. On the other hand, they may use the POS, which stands for point of sale systems, and you need to use your card at the merchant by using the POS, and also use a POS operated by a payment service provider. Who is payment service provider? Payment service provider is a third-party service connecting a merchant's e-commerce system to the appropriate acquiring bank or financial institution. Payment service providers must be registered with the various card associations they support. Payment service provider, so it's a it's a middleman, like a middleman. They are standing between the merchants and the bank and the buyer. For example, let's say, as an example, let's say PayPal. For example, PayPal or some other companies you may know are they are like a payment service provider. They have some relation with the merchants, and their system support the merchants' accounts and their cards, and also have some relationship with the banks, and they register with the card issuer, different kinds of credit cards, and support all of these activities. So they are like a middleman. They are third party. Settlement means transferring money, you purchase something, you owe the merchants to pay the money. So when you transfer the money to the merchant's account, it means you settle that amount. Okay, the key participant in processing card payment online include the following: acquiring bank, credit card association, customer, issuing bank, merchant, payment processing service, processor. These are some parties that involving in this process. For example, let's say credit card association. They issue the card and they have, for example, agreement or some kind of contract with the banks, with the different banks, and you as a customer, as a account holder, order the cards and get the cards using your cards to purchase online from some merchant, and you pay you follow the payment process online and settle your purchase. So the other challenging issue in this area is the fraudulent card transaction. The key tools used in combating fraud, so you're you're doing the business online, you use the credit cards or charge card or different kinds of cards that we talk about to pay online. When you using online processes, you conducting your business through internet, so there should be some kind of fraudulent activities. Instead of in order to combating this fraudulent activity, there is some tools. One of them is AVS, which is Address Verification System. Address verification system detects fraud by comparing the address entered on a web page with the address information on file with the card holder's issuing bank. So by comparing AVS, by comparing the address, try to find the fraudulent activity, try to find whether this card is okay, it's for the people who are using it, or no, it's a fraudulent activity and someone, for example, steal this card and try to use it. The other tools is card verification number, or CVN. CVN detects fraud by comparing the verification number printed on the signature strip on the back of the card with the information on file with the cardholder's issuing bank. This one try to find the fraud by comparing the verification number. And the other thing, we also can have the negative list. For example, in case that you lost your card or something, and report the bank that these things, they may have some negative list that easily help them to find whether this card is okay to use or no. These cards that we talked about are smart cards. A smart card is an electronic card containing an embedded microchip that enables predefined operation or the addition, deletion, or manipulation of information on the cards. Here in this photo, you can see a smart card, which is a Visa card, and you can see here that there is a chip, microchip, which stored some predefined operation for doing some processes in this microchip. Two types of smart cards, which one of them is uh, contact. You need to contact the card. The other one is contactless. Contact the card with a smart card containing a small gold plate on the face that, mm, when inserted in a smart card reader, makes contact and passes data to and from the embedded microchip. So in contact one, the card and the reader need to contact and touch each other, and then the information transfer. But on the other hand, contactless one is a smart card with an embedded antenna by means of which data and application are passed to and from a card reader unit or other device without contact between the card and the card reader. In contactless, by using some sort of chips, for example, let's say RFID can be a technology in this area, that you embedded the chip in the card, and the card has the antenna. That's there is no need to touch the reader. For example, in the acceptable, difference, they can contact each other in the wireless environment. Wirelessly, they can read and transfer the data and information. So we have contact and contactless card. And we said we need to have a smart card reader. It's like a system. There is a card with an embedded chip. There should be a reader and also a system, an operating system to do all these processes. Smart card reader activates and reads the contents of the chip on a smart card, usually passing the information onto a host system. Host system is the place that our operating system is installed, and our operating system working on host system. Special system that handles file management, security, input, output, and command execution, and provide an application programming interface API for a smart card. So a reader connect to a host system which do all this activity and processes. What is e-check? E-check is the electronic version of paper check. So automatic clearing, what is automatic clearing house? ACH network. ACH network is a nationwide batch-oriented electronic funds transfer system that provides for interbank clearing of electronic payment for participating financial institutions. ACH network, it's help the businesses, especially in the business-to-business model of e-commerce. ACH help to transfer the money from one bank to another bank. It's the interbank relationship. It helps to uh, connect the interbank relationship, ACH network. Later on, I think we will have a graph of uh, how this process is going. Here in this slide, we can have processing e-check with, for example, authorize.net. Here there is a customer through internet buy some goods or services from a merchant. The information, actually we are talking about payment. Going to authorize.net, and then authorize.net as the authorize.net banks get connection with the ACH network. ACH network process the request and get the connection with the customer's bank. When they approve that this customer is valid and there is sufficient amount in the customer's account, they reply the ACH network, number 5, number 6, and ACH network. This process is coming back to the authorized net, and then authorized net will pay the merchant's bank account. So money goes from the customer to these third parties until reach to the merchant's bank account. Okay, these third parties are all for make this process more and more secure. There should be some, organizations or let's say institution to control all this activity and all these processes. It's like ATM. Actually, we can say it's like a ATM. It's different processes and technology, but somehow the flow is like the it's the life cycle. It's like ATM. Maybe you can say the life cycle is like ATM. That's you put your card in a machine and your amounts go through these institutes and banks that finally reach to the merchant's bank account. But this process is mostly, as we said, going through their merchants' websites, or maybe by using of some application or software you do these processes. As I said, most of the time this one is using for B2B, business to business e-commerce model. The goal of financial supply chain management is to optimize account payable, account receivable, cash management, working capital, transaction costs, financial risk, financial administration. These are current B2B payment practices. And enterprise invoice presentment and payment, EIPP, is using for presenting and paying B2B invoices online. So there should be some, systems or like this one, EIPP, for different things. For example, this one is for presenting invoice and also for paying the invoices online. These are some, institute or financial institution to prove and to check these processes, and also some of them help to make these processes more and more secure. Yeah, for example, Mr. Akmal said buying flight ticket. Exactly. We are talking about the payment. We as a customer just going to their website, for example, choose our flight, choose our hotel, book our hotel, buy our books or CD or theater ticket or anything. We just go to their websites and place our order and paying by connecting to our bank account, these things. But these are that we are talking about tonight is it's the things that happening in the backend system when we, for example, click the payment or want to do some payment processes. These institutes and these activities uh, starting and all involved. Yeah, but buying a flight ticket is an example of doing e-commerce. But these things, it's happening uh, at the backend systems that we are, as a customer, are not involved in these activities. But there should be some systems, some rules and regulation and agreement between the banks, between the financial institution, merchants, card issuer, to do these processes uh, securely and safely, and guarantee that this amount will reach to the merchant's account. EIP options, ACH network, purchasing card, P card, or letter of credit. Purchasing cards or P cards is a special purpose payment cards issued to a company's employee to be used solely for purchasing non-strategic material and services up to a percent dollar limit. Sometimes the employers issue some cards and give the cards to their employees, for example, and let's say monthly they charge their cards by $50, and the employee can use this card to buy their, for example, buy for their, uh, let's say, going to the retailer, buy their um, the foods or products, or going to supermarket or something like this. Do you know, non-strategic material, the things that maybe the daily in their routine life, in daily life they need, if they can use this card. We call it P card, purchasing card. Uh, you all may use this kind of card. The organization, the government, or the company that you work for, they may give you some cards, some like credit cards that charge it, for example, uh, $50, $100 per month, and let you use it at the retailer or the merchants to buy the products, for example, let's say online in this case. But what is LC? LC, or letter of credit. LC is a written agreement by a bank to pay the seller on account of the buyer a sum of money upon presentation of certain documents. For example, let's say you need to buy uh, some product. Let's say you need to buy monitors or laptops from a company in China, or let's say you want to buy from for example, you want to buy a Samsung monitor from Korea. You are in Afghanistan, they are in another country, in China or maybe in Korea. They may not trust you to transfer, to send their products to you without getting the money or something. And on the other hand, you also do not want to pay all the the full amount of the products before getting the the goods and products. But in this case, you go to your bank and ask them to open a LC for you. LC is a agreement between the you and bank, that bank guarantee the buyer and help the buyer to trust you and make them sure and guarantee that you will pay. You should, based on the amount you have in your account, the bank will, let's say, make an agreement and let the buyer know that you will pay this amount. Actually, it's not like a bank check. It's like a agreement. For example, let's say you have $100,000 in your account, but you do not want to pay the monitors that you buy from the China all by cash. You go to your bank and your bank guarantee your payment to the buyer. Make sure the buyer that you will pay this amount, and by using this agreement you can conduct your business process and your business activity and order your products, and they as a seller will be okay and will be sure that your bank will pay their money. It's an agreement between you and your bank to guarantee that you will pay the seller. Yeah, of course, it's like a guarantee letter, and it's often the sum of money that you have in the account, or maybe based on the relationship with your banks and how good are you as a customer. They provide you with the documents that this guy will pay this amount and guarantee that you will pay this amount. And based on that paper that they guarantee you, you can do your business online. Okay, this there was about payments and challenging issue. And the next step is about the e-commerce security, but I'm afraid maybe we have to stop at the middle since we have presentation, but still have time. Let me talk a little bit about the security, and then we are going for presentation, and the continue of our lecture will postpone it to next week. What is security? Security means, actually, computer security refers to the protection of data, network, computer program, computer power, resources, and other elements of computerized information system. So security means protection. Protect your data, protect your network, protect your hardware, software, and all the elements and part of your computerized information system. What is CSI, Computer Crime and Security Survey? Annual security survey of U.S. corporation, government agencies, financial and medical institutions, and universities conduct jointly by the FBI and the Computer Security Institute. So CSI stands for Computer Security Institute. Here in this graph, you can see the major computer attack incidents in 2008: viruses, insider abuse, laptop theft, unauthorized access, denial of service, instant messaging abuse, boots, theft, loss of customer data. These are the computer attacks. The most important one is virus. Almost 50% of the attacks in 2008 was the viruses. After that, insider abuse, laptop theft. It's, it's some sort of physical activity, physical attack. That's someone breaking and, steal your laptop. Later on, we'll talk about these attacks. What is, for example, denial of service? What is virus? Here in this slide, you can just have a look at the major computer attack. These these are for year 2008. And in the next slide, you can see the major security method used in 2008. Security methods are antivirus software, firewalls, VPN, anti-spyware, encryption the data, intrusion detection system, vulnerability management tools, web filtering, intrusion prevention system, application level firewall, encryption of data, log management software, server-based access controls. These are the security methods which used to prevent or to fight the already mentioned attack, which the most important one is antiviruses, and after that following by firewall, and then following by VPNs. We also later on talk about some of these security methods. So we will talk about the attacks, and we'll talk about the how to prevent or to fight these attacks. The drivers of e-commerce security problems. The Internet's vulnerable design. The Internet itself has some level of vulnerability in its design. For example, domain name system or DNS. I think on our network section also we talk about domain name system and IP address. What is IP address? What is DNS? DNS translates or converts domain name to their numeric IP address. We already said that any individual node in a network, in the internet, needs to have its own address. This address, we call it IP. We already said that any websites have its own ID, but in order to make it easier for us, as a customer, as a user, to use the web, to use the internet, this ID translates or converts to a name. This name, we call it domain name system. For example, www.google.com. The IP address is 74.125.39.18. This is domain name system and IP address. As you can see, IP address an address that uniquely identifies each computer connected to a network or the internet. So this one itself is a vulnerability that the hackers or malicious programs or software can attack our computer systems. Okay, this one, let's talk about this one a little bit. This one is the last slide for, IP stands for Internet Protocol. This one is our last slide for tonight. To shift to profit-induced crimes. So there is lots of kind of crimes occur in the online environment. Internet underground economy, e-market for stolen information made up of thousands of websites that sell credit cards numbers, social security numbers, other data such as number of bank accounts, social network IDs, password, and much more. So there is a market for selling this kind of information. Lots of, here said, thousands of websites have developed for doing this sort of crime. Of course, it's a crime. It's a underground economy that by using these websites, they sell the stolen credit cards, social security numbers, people identities, their bank account, their passwords, and much more things. We call this as an internet underground economy. What is keystroke logging? Key logging or keystroke logging is a method of capturing and recording using keystroke. There is some sort of hardware like the thumb drive, or there is also some kind of software that capture your keystroke. For example, you key in something, that's hardware or that software capture the things you entered, and the hacker can steal your password by using of this key logging. For example, there is a small hardware. It's exactly like a thumb drive. They put it in your computer, let's say, and you key in something, that one monitor and capture the information you enter. Or maybe there is some software that installed in your computer. Let's say it's like a virus. You don't know what is this program, and unfortunately it's installed on your computer, and this one can capture the things you enter and then transfer it to the hacker. So the key logging and keystroke is very important these days, and you need to be aware of these things that many people use to steal your identity, to steal your password, your bank account password, and such things. Hardware and software keys are linked to hack passwords. Yeah, of course, we have both hardware and software. I want to find and buy keys, but I could not. Why you cannot? You can find. You can find some internet underground economy, find their websites and buying online. No worry. Yeah, of course. Let's do the presentation tonight, and coming week we'll talk more about this security issues, attacks, hackers, and how to prevent this thing. We'll talk about these things later on, and I will email you the slides and you can go through it. So let's pass the class to Mr. Wafa for the presentation. Okay, Mr. Wafa, are you ready and all your group mates are present or not?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahdi, and good evening to everybody in tonight's class. Yes, I'm ready, and I want to know if I should upload the file from my side or you want to upload it.
Yeah. Let me, I change you to the presenter, and after I change you to presenter, you can go to the share and then choosing file, and then you can upload your slide. Or if you want, I can upload it for you. Let me, you just need you just want to use the PowerPoint file that you sent me already.
Yeah, that is the last one.
That's the only file you're using? Okay, let me upload it for you. Okay, no problem. After uploading, I'll change your role to the presenter, and you can handle the class, and you can pass the mic to your friends or anyone who want to talk and present. Okay, I change you to presenter, and you can present your case study, which is PNC Bank on enterprise applications.
I should use the arrow keys to shift between the slides.
Yeah, and here there is a toolbar. You can see the slide number. You can use arrow key. You can click on that small arrow on top to change the slides.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahdi.
Okay, and please manage your time. That you just have 30 minutes.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to have our presentation during tonight's session. I hope everybody has my voice. We will start our presentation, and I apologize in advance for any shortcomings that our presentation may have. Our group case is PNC on enterprise application, as you see on the slide, and it was assigned in the beginning of the MIS class to our group number 6. This presentation is actually made up of 2 parts. Part 1 is a short clarification about enterprise and enterprise application itself, and then part 2 is about the implementation of enterprise application software by PNC Bank, which is our group case study. So let me go to the next slide.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Mahdi, I cannot shift between the slides from here. Thank you. Okay, this is the members of our group, which is group number 6. You see the beautiful names here. And let me tell you that we are all apart from each other. We managed to make this simple presentation online. We could not actually sit together and discuss the contents of our case study in person. We did everything online. We will start with the first part of the presentation, which is about enterprise. Of course, I know that our intelligent MBA classmates already know, most of them maybe they know the term enterprise and enterprise application, but we brought this part and the short definition as an introduction to our case study to make sure that our presentation will be understandable for everybody. As you see in the slide, enterprise is simply another name for a business. We move to the next slide. If there is any question from the classmates, I can stop and answer the question. We have enterprise applications in the next slide here, and these words actually that you see in the bullet points, 4 points, are used interchangeably, referring to enterprise applications. For the sake of our presentation, we shall use enterprise application software, the second one, bullet number 6. And whenever you see one of these 4, it means enterprise application software. Okay, we move to the next slide. Here is the definition of enterprise application. And as you see in the slide, it is a term used to describe applications or software that a business uses to assist the organization in solving enterprise problems. It is a specific type of software which is designed to help automate and manage business data and action. Normally, enterprise applications are hosted on a dedicated special server, and it is used by a large number of employees, and also sometimes by customers. They use enterprise application software of a specific company or business. In more simpler words, enterprise application is a web-based applications in large business. Let me tell you that it is very costly and therefore has no sense for small businesses to develop and use an enterprise application. I believe we all use enterprise application in our organization. I give an example of my own organization. I'm working with the UN Refugee Agency. We use an enterprise application software which is named MSRP, Management System Renewal Project. We have a dedicated server, and it is all about human resource, supply chain, and finance. Every employee and manager, we have access to this enterprise application software from different offices that we have around the world. We can access MSRP, and we can do matters related to human resource management, supply chain, and financial allocation issues. We also have another separate enterprise application system. I just gave you an example to make it clear, and that is for budgeting and programming. And these two enterprise application software that we use in our organizations, they are connected to each other, and they can transfer data from one enterprise application software to the other one. Most common features of an enterprise application software, as you see these 5 bullet points, the most common features are enterprise applications are designed to interface, integrate with other enterprise applications used within the organization, which means interrelationships among the system. As I said, enterprise applications can be designed to interface, means to connect, or to integrate, means to be combined with other enterprise application softwares. that businesses uses. As I gave already the example of my own agency, that we have developed 2 enterprise application software, and they all can be combined, and they can be connected to each other to make the business more effective and efficient. Enterprise application software can be deployed across a variety of networks, which means internet, intranet, corporate networks. I'm not a good IT, but I think it should mean that enterprise application can be deployed and accessed from different networks, internet and intranet, and we studied during the last sessions that intranet is for the organization, and internet is for public. So we move to bullet number 3. Enterprise application software requires strict measures for security and administration management. We already talked during tonight's session actually about some features of computer security, and this enterprise application software also requires very strict security management. Any single error or weakness in the system may cause very irreparable damages and big things to the whole business or to the whole organization. Maybe if necessary, my team members or Mr. Mahdi will shed some more light if you think we need to do so. Data-centric, it is very clear. Enterprise applications are data-centric. It is all about data and information. User-friendly. It has very easy features for the users to use and apply enterprise applications. We move to the next slide. That was the most common features, and in this slide we see the most common types. Generally, we have 2 types of enterprise application software: front office application, back office applications, and you see under each type there are other particular types that a business can use, like automated billing system, payment processing systems, sales and marketing, manufacturing and production, customer relationship. And under back office applications, it is human resource management, business intelligence, business continuity planning, supply chain, messaging and collaboration system, employee record keeping system. I'm a bit concerned about the time, but let me tell you that this back office application is more related to internal, to office and employees that they can use, and these front office applications are related to data and function for external relationships with customers and partners. The blue one is used mostly by partners and customers, and the black part is they are mostly used by the employees in a business or employees of an organization. Business value of enterprise application system. This part is, I think, pretty clear. By having a good and well-functional enterprise application software in our business, we will have an improved business and uniform organization. Bullet number 1. We will have more efficient operations and customer-driven businesses processes, and then we will have a firm and wide information for improved decision making. We move to the next slide, and this slide is the second part of our presentation. As I said, it is enterprise application software in the case of PNC Bank. And let me tell you that the current case study actually that our group did, it focuses on the customer relationship management system that PNC has improved after the change it brought recently to improve its enterprise application systems in their banking industry. Because PNC managers and founders they realized that they can improve customer service and they can expand its product by implementing or improving its enterprise application software related to customer relationships. For those of us who doesn't know the PNC Bank, PNC Bank is a very famous national bank in the US, United States, and it has many branches in the United States and many offices around the globe. So we will, our group studied the application of enterprise application system related to the PNC Bank. We move to the next slide. Here we see, as I said, customers' interactions. PNC managers, top managers, and founders, they wanted to improve their interactions with the customers in order to boost their business. To build an effective customer interaction, PNC thought that they first of all they need to improve their enterprise application software, and by doing so, they wanted to achieve these three objectives: integrate customer data from multiple accounts, analyze the data to provide customers with additional services, and finally, financial products. I wanted actually to give details information under each bullet points, but since we are running out of time, I will move to the next slide because I think it is very clear. But in case if there is any question, I am ready to answer. And my team is also present, two of them. I think they are also ready and they will help us to answer if there is any question from your side. We move to the next slide. Here we see that to improve customer relation and boost on business value, PNC banking services include, after they improve their enterprise application software. Now the banking service include checking, online and mobile banking, savings, loans, and lines of credits, which we will go through each of these points in the next slides. Credit cards, which we also discussed during tonight's session, investment and wealth management, account services, business and personal banking, PNC bank Visa check card, which we also discussed this point. In the next slide, as I said, we will go through some of these services to understand the nature of these services and to see how PNC Bank could provide these services in order to establish more interactions with its customer and make a better customer relationship. And the ultimate goal of the PNC was to improve their business. We move to the next slide. We start with online and mobile banking, as it was the list in the previous slide. Here we start with online and mobile banking. As you see in the slide, with the implementation of an improved enterprise application software, PNC online banking provided very good services to their customers, and the customers were then able to control their money and their savings. And it was very simple for their customers to manage their finance online by computer, internet, and also by mobile, which we know that it is always one of these three is, at least it is available with everybody and anywhere. So the mobile banking system service included these bullet points. Customers could control their money online. It was also a simplified way to manage your finance, pay bills, transfer money, review recent activity and transactions, and online statements, and many more. And here in the circle you see mobile application, mobile web, and mobile text, which is text banking. And all customers could do these services through mobile applications, mobile web, and text banking. Mobile application was very much related to the owners of the smartphone owners like iPhone or Android, and the mobile web was designed for simple phone users with GPRS to check online banking activities using internet. And then the last one, mobile text or text banking, it was for the very simple phones like old Nokias. We have a very funny name for the old Nokias in Afghanistan. They don't have GPRS system, so even with the simple mobiles, customers could manage the banking. How they could manage? They could just send a code to a specific number given by the PNC bank, and they could receive information about their balance, their last activities that they did. So we move to the next slide. Here you see savings or saving accounts. PNC also made customer savings more accessible and convenient, which was possible both through check and online transfer and transactions, as we discussed in the previous slides. So there is, I think, no need to repeat those things. And this service actually enabled customers to earn more rates, as you see on the last bullet point, and more rewards. We move to the next slide about loans and lines of credit. It is also now possible for PNC customers to get a personal loan or line of credit, and this is particularly for people who have financial problems and financial emergencies and does not have enough money on their account. Maybe my group members can help me, but I understood from the case study that the introduction of the enterprise application software made it possible for PNC customer to know more about the personal loans and lines of credit and get online funds transferred into their account. And they could, if they were in emergency situation, they could also get some funds. And the difference between personal loan or lines of credit, loans, you receive all your funds and at one time, and with the personal line of credit, you draw valuable funds as you need them, and there are some minimum and maximum rate that the bank can give to their customers for both options. Account services. Every bank account included these following services and options, and it was very easy for PNC customers to use all these options and manage their personal and business accounts more comfortably. As you see in the slide, PNC Point, mobile banking, we talked about, Visa Business, check card, bill pay, Visa information source select, online statements, online check reorders, business services by phone. I can go through each of these points, but I think we have to make shorter our presentation. So we move to the next slide. It is about credit cards, which we discussed and learned some points about credit cards in our tonight's session. So it is pretty much clear to everybody of us. And with PNC credit cards, PNC customers can use plenty of options open for them to pay online, and also there are opportunities open for them to earn discount, means rebates, and also rewards with these credit cards. PNC Bank Visa check card. PNC Bank Visa check card was for customers to pay for anything they get, anything and get cash, free account with PNC Bank Visa Check card, and no bill or interest for purchases, faster, easier way to pay virtually for anything. I think during tonight's session we also briefly talked about Visa Check cards. This is another option for PNC customers to open a checking account with their PNC Visa Check card and use them with PNC Bank ATMs, which is automatic teller machines. So customers are also they earn interest, and they don't have to actually pay rates and interest. And also they don't have to carry a lot of cash with themselves, because PNC, as I said, has too many branches in the US and offices around the world. So there are ATM machines and customers can use to get money. We move to the next slide. The good thing is that tonight we also discuss about security. Here we also, in our case study, we also decided to put the security architectures of PNC Enterprise Application System, which you see in this slide. For better security and for better protection, with security we mean protection, PNC decided to establish all these options: security policy and standards, vulnerability penetration tests, multiple layers of firewall, network segregation, intrusion detection, enterprise system management, antivirus, vulnerability tracking. And I think we all know these points. With the security policy and standards, we mean that there are some policies and standards available now throughout the PNC branches and offices, and they are reviewed and they are updated periodically to and they are made available to the employees. We have a vulnerability penetration test, which PNC actually now performs regularly vulnerability scans of its websites and computers to ensure that there is no vulnerable issues and there is everything is safe in their system. We have multiple layers of firewall. I think we are all familiar with the firewall. It is also about network protection, and it is monitoring to block potential threats to computer and system. Network segregation, I believe this should be related to network separation into different local networks, which we call LANs, and identifying unsafe computers. In general, it is also about computer security and protection. Then we have intrusion detection. It is also a system or device. Sometimes it is software that monitors system activities for security-related issues or activities that are actually in conflict with the system. And these intrusion detection systems identify incidents and keep information about those incidents. So the IT guy know who created this incident and when this incident was created. Then we have enterprise system management. This is related to implementation of enterprise application software technology that we discussed. In general, with this management system, it means that the software should be in compliance with security policy and standards, which we discussed in the beginning, this bullet number 1. Then antivirus, of course, you all know this. PNC system also included antivirus applications to protect all of PNC's computers and information used by PNC employees in particular. in particular employees. Of course, it also included customers. And then we have vulnerability tracking. It is also a system which alerts and the assigned and responsible pupil or IT about any security risks and everything else that we need to know about information security and vulnerability. We move to the next slide, which is about PNC Bank business value of enterprise applications on customer relationship management. Listed in this slide are some of the business values that PNC managed to achieve and promote its business. And now, as we discussed throughout the presentation, PNC business has improved very much in recent years, and they have branches in the US and many offices around the world. Their business is very big now, and this bigness and large businesses mainly related to having an improved enterprise application software and a better customer relationship management system in place, which mainly came about after the improvement of enterprise application software. Thank you very much for listening to my full presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wafa, Mr. Ahmed Javad. Anyone who have questions for a few minutes, you can ask Mr. Wafa. No question. Actually, I'm not going to ask you a question, but I just want to know whether all of your group members are present tonight or no, because you were 6 of you in group 6, but I think just 4 are present tonight, right, Mr. Wafa? Am I right?
That is true, Mr. Mahdi. Yeah, you are right. 4 are present and 2 are unfortunately absent. Despite I sent an email earlier this evening, but I think maybe there should be some.
Mr. Majid Zadeh and Mr. Sharifi, right?
Yeah, Mr. Sharifi, Sharifi and Majid Zara, I think they are absent in tonight's session.
They participated in preparing the slides or doing the case, but they were absent tonight, right?
Yeah, that is true. We had interaction through email mainly, and also through Facebook, and we handed over this the first draft between ourselves until we improved it a little bit, and we agreed on the final draft of our presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation, and please be reminded that you need to provide the report of your presentation, and let's say week 9 and after week 9, week 10. Till week 10, you have time to provide your report of this case study and email it to me. As you all know, we mentioned earlier that you need to have the report. It was supposed to be before the presentation with your slides, but I can still give you time for providing the report until week 10. Also, the other groups, until week 10, you can have time to send the case study report, and for the second presentation. Also, you will have time to provide you will be given time to provide your report and email it to me. Okay, for next week, I need two groups to volunteer for next week presentation. Mr. Wafa, you have question? Okay, you can ask.
Thank you, Mr. Mahdi. Just about the report, how the contents of the report should look like? Should it talk about the case study or our group activities that we managed to
about the cases? No, about the case study. About the case study and the things you mentioned here, you need to prepare reports. Actually, the process of doing a case study, first of all, you get some information through web and try to write up something, and then based on your draft and the materials you find, you prepare some slides, right? That I need you to rewrite and redo the draft and make it a report.
Thank you very much. It is pretty clear now.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad Jawad Wafa, for your presentation. And the other things, the other groups, maybe if you can, the other members also can participate in the presentation. It depends on you, but maybe it could be better to all the members participate in presenting and talk about their case study. I need to volunteer for next week, unless I have to choose. Do we have members of all the groups in today's class? No volunteer? Okay, I'll choose Mr. Akmal, right? You request and some of your friends move to a new group, which is group 8. I want you to present your case study next week. Okay? So group 8 and the other group, let's say group 4, Mr. Nazari and Mr. Atarot. Okay? Group 4 and group 8 for next week presentation. Okay, you are okay, no problem. If there is anything related to these things or any question, you can ask now. Please be noted that when you prepare your presentation, you need to get to the point. You need to just talk about the things that you asked for based on your case study title, and the other things you need to know. It's important. It's very important. A part of your mark for the presentation is your report. You need to provide your report and email your report to me, because a part of your mark is for the slide and presentation, and a part for the report. Okay, group 4 and group 8 for next week. Group 4, Mr. Nazari and Mr. Atarot, and group 4, which is a new group that we made based on your friend's request, Mr. Sharaf, Mr. Elias Qiyasi, Mr. Khan Muhammad, Masouda Safi, and Hazbullah Akmal, group 8. Okay, thank you very much for your attention for today's class, and thank you again all the members of group 6 for your effort and for your presentation. If there is no question, we can finish the class and today's lecture and presentation and everything get finished. No questions. Since there is no question. Please be serious and be noted that these case studies 30% of your mark. For next week, 2 group, as I choose group 4 and group 8, because I choose these 2 group because they were in touch with me. They emailed me. They asked me about the case and the activities. I know about them. The other groups, I don't know much, and they haven't been in touch with me actually. So these 2 groups, group 4 and group 8, I want you to present next week, and the other groups on week 9. Okay, anything related to group activities and case study, please email me. Thank you very much. Have a good night and goodbye.